Coach, welcome to HSBN Media Days. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Thank you for having us.
Can you please introduce yourself and the players you have here today?
Nick Franco, head coach at Santaluces High School. To my left, we got senior Zaid Stark, Braden Steves, Aiden Boyle, and Trevor Alou.
Awesome. Coach, you're coming off your first winning season in 3 years. Did you feel any momentum from heading into this season from that?
Yeah, we have a lot of returners that were a part of last year's squad, and like you said, first winning season above 500 in 3 seasons since our district championship team of 2018. And all these guys were with me last year with the core group of guys that are also coming back. So we should be very competitive. I don't want to make any bold predictions yet, but we definitely have a lot of experience, a lot of returners, and we got a couple new guys that came in that are going to help us be as competitive as we can be, and we're looking forward to the challenge.
Excellent. Because I was going to ask you have a veteran team. How big of a difference does that make for success?
I think it makes a huge difference because they already know the philosophy, the terminology, the practice routines, the plays. When we run practice. When we run plays at practice, there's a lot of experience, so we don't really have to spend a lot of time on recapping it. We just execute it. So that makes practice go along a little bit more efficiently, and it gives us more time to hit, which every team needs to spend a lot of time on doing. So with the veteran group, it's been a very, very good preseason routine for us, and now we got done with the preseason week last week. We were pretty successful. And then moving on to the challenge of the first week with our Santaluces Slam that we host every year, except for last year because of COVID. So it's a tough week. It's a little bit of a different schedule. So we went from 8 teams to 6 and only 3 games instead of the usual 4 in the Slam. But the competition is very, very tough, and it's a tough week, and it's a long week, but it's a fun week. And the atmosphere at Santaluces during the Slam is like none other. So we're looking forward to it, and we're ready to go.
And from a player's perspective, talk about the Slam tournament coming up.
Oh, yeah, I'm really excited for it. We play 3 games against really good teams. But, yeah, I really think we're going to have a lot of success. We're a really good team, really deep team. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty exciting. There's some challenging teams that will really show us how good we are as a team stand goes, and there's some competitive teams that we really want to play in there. So it'll show how good we're going to do during the season.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it because there's a lot of teams that we do want to play in this tournament. But also the atmosphere is going to be like none other, like Coach Franco said.
Well, you got to be happy. It's my first one here, so can't really be mad about it. I remember watching my brother, so can't wait for it.
Yeah, Zay's older brother played for Santaluces, and he was a part of the Slam, so he was a little rugrat running around the fields, watching the Slam as a young kid, and now he's getting an experience for the first time. He transferred in as a junior last year, and we didn't have the Slam, unfortunately, because of COVID and with the uncertainty of hosting tournaments with the district. So this is his first one. Actually, this is all 4 of them their first one because the last year's situation. So they know what it is. They know the competitiveness of it, and they know the challenge that it lies ahead, and they're ready for it. So is the whole team.
Excellent. And you play a long stretch of road games over the first 3 weeks in March. Discuss the challenge of playing so many games away from the comfort of your own home field.
Yeah, we do play at a county complex, and during the first 3 weeks of March, it's very busy with college teams coming down as part of the Palm Beach Challenge, which is a college event. So we kind of go home heavy at the beginning of the season, then we go on then we're road warriors for March for the most part. We try to accommodate the college event as best we can. We still get our practice time, but games are tough because there's so many either practices or college games that happen at the complex. So we are used to it. These guys are used to it because that wasn't anything different than they're used to. Because even when they were JV players, they went on the road during that same stretch. So we like to get the home games out of the way. It's comforting to play at home. The routine is very, very, very similar to our practices and everything and what we've been doing for the past month. So, it's fun to get them out of the way, and then we get back to like a normal schedule after March is over in April. So, you guys have anything to say about playing on the road during that time?
I'm excited to play on the road. I like playing on the road personally, going out, especially like driving. Like we all drive together, so we all listen to music. We all hang out on the rides there, and then getting to the field is just a different atmosphere than it is normally at home.
I think being uncomfortable makes you more comfortable in uncomfortable situations. So the more and more you play, more comfortable you're going to be at home.
Good, well said. Trevor, anything?
No, they said it.
Yeah, pretty
Talk
much.
about the dynamic of the team. You have your leaders here.
Yep.
Talk a little bit about that, and then I'll hear from the players.
I'm a big senior. I guess I put a lot of expectations on the seniors. I don't name captains. I want the seniors to be leaders. And throughout my whole career at Santaluces, I've never named captains, except for 1 year, and it kind of backfired because one of the captains did something that was not appropriate for a captain to do. So I said, you know what? I've done it this long without naming captains, so I'm going to go back to not naming captains and rely on senior leadership. Seniors know what to expect out of me. I know what to expect out of them, and they can share that information and pass it along to all the newcomers that are part of the program. And we run practice quite a bit together with JV, and it's not just JV and varsity, it's Santaluces. So I rely on the older guys to show the JV guys the way. That way, when they're with me, the expectations are known and the execution of things are already set in place. And they do a great job of being senior leaders. And I make it a point to tell them there are no captains on this team. There's seniors. And the seniors are expected to lead. And we don't have all of the seniors up here with us today, but these are the 4 core guys that I rely on during stretch, during games, and all that. So they've done a great job so far, and it just makes things a lot easier for the younger guys to transition, and especially makes things easier for the JV guys to transition to varsity when their time comes.
And from the player's point of view, tell me about your team and your dynamic of the team, and as a leader, leading the younger guys.
Yeah, being a senior, it comes with a lot of responsibility. Just really showing the younger players how to do what's needed to do, and just trying to get them to play better, play their best. I like how we have a lot of competition on our team this year, so everyone's really fighting for their spot and being good, playing better. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to say the dynamics are pretty good at Santaluces. We are more instead of having 1 or 2 powerful kids on the team, I'd say we're all equals, and we all like to compete together as a team instead of relying on 1 or 2 kids. We're all around the same, and we all look at each other as brothers.
Yeah, I agree with that too. Especially with senior leadership, a lot of our seniors, we have a lot of them this year. We're all pretty good to say the least, and we all have a competition with each other, and that competition then leads down to the lowers, as in JV or the younger people on varsity. So the competition just keeps growing at Santaluces.
Well, you got less pressure. If you don't want to be a leader, you don't have to. More pressure you put on yourself, you're going to be thinking a lot more, and that's you're kind of rewarded. You're it's up to you. So if you want to, you can be a leader on the team, or you could just be a side piece.
Yeah, and I'll interject just a little bit about the depth. This is one of my deepest teams I've ever had. We have 20 on the varsity roster. I mean, the 2018 team that won districts had 13. So I'm not used to this depth, and I definitely plan on utilizing the depth that we have. We feel very comfortable no matter who's in the lineup at that particular time. And I talked to the team after the preseason week because everyone got chances to show what they got, that I plan on continuing that trend. And we all root for each other. I could honestly say that as the head coach and seeing the dugout dynamics. When someone, if I say, hey, you're in now, and someone's going in for you, they don't get butt hurt, as I like to say, and they take it in stride, and they accept it, and they understand what we're trying to do, because we're trying to develop baseball players, but at the same time we're trying to win. So the more depth that we have, and this year we have quite a bit of depth, and I'm going to use it to our advantage, and it just makes situational substitutions easier for me to make decisions on. And credit to these guys for understanding, hey, when I tell them they're done, they understand, they accept it. They also know that they can come back in because of the high school reentry rule. So that's a beautiful rule for high school, but at the same time, it gets other guys some playing experience, because you always, as a coach, have to think about everything. What if there's an injury happens? Is so-and-so ready to take that spot if an injury happens? And then, or what if discipline has to be dished out to a player for off-the-field issues? I like to think that our guys don't fall into that trap, but it happens every now and then. If it does, we have depth, and they know that too. So that's going to keep them on their toes at practice and in the classroom. So it works out to our favor to have more depth.
That's great. And Coach, goals for the season?
We like to try to make our goals pretty simple. I tell them, get better every day. All right, we're not going to sit there and throw numbers out there at the end of the year for wins. We want to be the most competitive team that we can possibly be. We want to work hard every day at practice. We want to work hard every day during the games. And if we can get better a little bit each day, by the end of the season, we should be where we want to be. And that'll be fighting for a district championship, hopefully. But I'm not going to have any bold predictions on wins or losses. I like our depth. I like our experience. I like our team. I like the newcomers. And I like our chances, but no numbers.
Okay. And for the players, this is your last year. What are your goals for your team and yourself?
Well, I believe if the dreams don't scare you, they're not high enough at all. So I want to win districts this year. We came up close last year. And if I can win district MVP, that'd be even better.
Good for you.
Yeah, we barely fell short last year losing to Park Vista. And we're only getting better this year. We only lost 2 seniors last year, so we're only growing and growing and growing. So that's the goal this year.
Yeah, I just go along with that. I'd say winning district championship is the goal for the team this year since we came short last year, and we could probably accomplish it this year.
Yeah, same. District championship. It's a main goal.
All right.
You're not going to hear from me, but I'm okay with them saying it.
Excellent. Well, we wish you the best of luck this year. Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.